The holiday season's almost here, and as you prepare to host your family and your friends, it's easy to forget an extremely important factor: ensuring your home's plumbing is ready to accommodate all of your guests. Nathan Hudelson, owner of Schlueter Plumbing, is here with us in the studio to share some tips on preventing a plumbing nightmare. Good morning, Nate. Good to see you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
All right, let's get right to it. We're going to be spending more time in the kitchen. What should we keep in mind when it comes to our sinks, our dishwashers, even our garbage disposals?
Well, with any plumbing situation, it's always better to be proactive versus reactive. Being proactive, if you see an issue arising, go ahead and call that professional plumber out and get that situation taken care of before it's a reactive situation and we're out at your home on Thanksgiving Day or Christmas Day trying to manage your plumbing while your guests are there for the holidays. The second thing we'll probably talk about that we see a lot during the holidays is your garbage disposals. Some people tend to use them as a trash can. Don't use the garbage disposal as a trash can. When you clear those plates, clear everything into the garbage that you can. And then when you do use that garbage disposal, you want to make sure you run plenty of water. We had a customer years ago. She wanted to recycle the box from a box of mashed potatoes. So she poured those potatoes into that drain and ran just a little bit of water. And as you can imagine, that garbage disposal, as it whips around, it's the perfect potato masher. And it mashed up those potatoes, sent them down the drain, and that drain was extremely difficult to unclog.
Oh, wow.
So the big thing is run plenty of water, put everything that you can in the trash first. The other thing is if you hear a drain with some bubbling, gurgling, bad odors, it's time to call somebody and get that drain evaluated. Let's figure out what's going on with it before Thanksgiving. You can fix it on your schedule or your plumbing schedule, but we prefer to fix it on your schedule versus when the plumbing decides to break down on you.
That sounds good for sure. What about the bathroom? Are there any issues there we should be on the lookout for?
Yeah, so the big thing we're going to see in the bathrooms during the holiday season is people have those unused bathrooms in the basement or on the second floor or other parts of their home that aren't frequently used. And those seals tend to dry out, and the seals in the drain and in the faucet, those seals tend to dry out. So when they use them the first time, they turn that water on the first time, they'll get some drips, some leaks, things like that. So we would suggest going in early, testing those things, and getting a professional involved before your company arrives.
And Nate, in general, if we do have leaking faucets, what should we do?
In general, I would say call a professional. There's a lot of different faucets out there, different models. There's just entirely too much to go over in one conversation here. So yeah, you would probably need to call a professional for a leaking faucet.
So speaking of that, how do we know when it's time to call in the professional and not take on the job ourselves?
I would generally say if you have any sewer odors, bubbling, gurgling, things like that, and then water leaks. Your home is your biggest investment. The last thing you want is a water leak destroying your home. So whether that water leak is a faucet dripping, a drain leaking, a water line leaking, it's time to call a professional when you have those issues. And I would recommend, if you're calling a professional, make sure you're looking. Is that professional licensed? Are they bonded? Are they insured? You don't want to let just anybody into your home. That's why it's important to find a licensed, bonded contractor that is ready to do the work for you.
Well, a lot of great information. Nate, any other tips you want to share with us?
Yeah, a couple things. One big repair we see often in the springtime that can be prevented right now is going outside and unhooking that garden hose from that hydrant on the outside of your home. So unhook that garden hose so that hydrant can drain out and make sure it's not dripping. That'll save you a lot of money in the spring and a lot of aggravation from turning that on and it leaking into your basement. And then the other thing is to make sure that your pipes are insulated and protected inside of your home. So the big thing is you want to make sure that all the openings around your basement and your crawl space are sealed up. We had a situation last year where I happened to be on call, and we had a lady that couldn't get out of her home to look at it, and her crawl space was wide open. She wasn't aware of it. Thankfully, we were able to temporarily seal that up for her in time so that her pipes didn't completely freeze solid and break. So if you have that neighbor that may not be able to get out of their home and check that, go over and check it out for them. Go in the basement with the lights off during the daytime. Look for anywhere that sun's coming in the basement. If sun's coming in, wind can get in other than a window or something. So that's a great way to check it.
That's some great advice, Nate. If people want to learn more about Schlueter Plumbing or get in touch with you, how can they do that? Well,
they can certainly give us a call, 513-771-7588. You can check out our website, schluterplumbing.com, or you can email us at info@schluterplumbing.com.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Nate.
Thank you.